What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. In today's video, we're talking about your boy LaMelo Ball, who just dropped his second signature shoe with Puma hoops. And the crazy thing is, nobody seems to be talking about it. Let's get into it.
Triple B's! AB the Hero, back at it, baby.
All right, so let's start here. In full disclosure, these bad boys just dropped yesterday on Puma.com amongst other retailers. Your main man AB the Hero did cop a pair for me and then another pair for the little dude. But the conversation that we want to have today is the fact that there has not been a ton of conversation nor press around this drop. Obviously, we know that LaMelo Ball is currently injured and not hooping. But as we'll see, we'll go through all of the major platforms that probably should be talking about this drop, and we'll discuss kind of the lack thereof. Now, this becomes important on our channel and to the conversation that we've been having because obviously LaMelo going with Puma initially was controversial to a sect of people who really felt like the big baller brand was the move, right? In order to keep going with that and pushing that legacy forward. But obviously there's a ton of money in that Puma hoops deal, it seems like. And so when people start considering the journey and the legwork and the trials and tribulations that come with launching your own brand, creating merchandise products, innovating and all of that stuff, shipping and all of that, sometimes that's a lot of hard work. So it's easier and it's a better opportunity for some folks to say, you know what, let's go get this $100 million in a Puma jet on this side, right? And you can land on that either way you want. That's your opinion. One of the things that I always critiqued, or not, I want to say, I would say critiqued and kept an eye on, is that the rollout, right? To most of us, LaMelo Ball is one of those guys who is who reached the NBA on a superstar level that we hadn't seen many other players come into the NBA with, right? There was a list of accomplishments that made him this one of one, this rare figure that we all really grown to love over a period of time as we watched him like ascend through the basketball ranks and also get older. So for me, it was interesting to see how Puma kept this mythological figure mythological, right? And what do I mean by that? I think that there is a standard way in which athletes promote sneakers in today's culture, right? There's a standard way in which sneaker companies promote sneakers in today's culture. That is much different than how it was when I was a young kid growing up, right? And because of that, when I was a kid, people wore sneakers from athletes across the board, right? Grant Hill's Fila sneaker was just as cool as a Michael Jordan, right? Jerry Stackhouse had a sneaker that people tapped into back in the day, just as much as people tapped into an Iverson sneaker. Sean Kemp had sneakers that people wore. Charles Barkley, you could go down across the board. And when I say people wore, I don't just mean people wore them on the court. I mean that people actually wore these sneakers casually, right? And now today, I do think that people wear basketball sneakers from actual athletes still at a high level. However, it's more on the court based, and I don't think it has much to do with design, because if you go back to some of those designs from yesteryear, aesthetically they're wild, chunky, big sneakers, not sleek, not such and such thing, but so that's a lot. So I was interested to see how Puma would roll out LaMelo Ball, if they would apply yesteryear's marketing tactics to a guy of today, or would they find a way to innovate and make and separate him from the pack of so many other folks, or would they leverage his own personal accounts and his own personal notoriety and fan base and just kind of sell out that way? There, to me, and I think this is where the criticism came from, it felt like what you got was them leveraging the audience that LaMelo already had, right? There was some social rollouts and some things of that nature, but it was mostly, it felt like people already think LaMelo is cool, so let's just let them know that it's happening, and it's more of an awareness campaign. We're not actually trying to raise his brand, which I think is what was the marketing of yesteryear, which was actually cool, right? You think about the Lil Penny, the LeBrons, the Kobe commercials, all of those shoes and items from those eras still hold some relevance today, simply because the marketing was so strong behind them. Now we fast forward to today, and we have the MBO2, right, which is the second iteration of LaMelo Ball's sneaker with Puma hoops, and we're going to go through here and we'll see what that marketing looks like today. So as I mentioned to you here, the next chapter has started for LaMelo Ball. You can shop now, and the day after this release, I believe you probably could still pick up a pair. It looks like, yeah, damn near in any size you want. You probably could still pick up a pair. Now, here's something I believe that might be different than they did last year, as products are limited to one per order. All of this means is that you have to select it, order it. If you want another pair, stop it, select it, order another pair. You can't order 6 pairs at one time, which is cool. And I told y'all I got 2 pair, one from me, one from my son, and that's what I did. And it was relatively easy. Could still get a pair to this day. Now, what was happening last year with the last iterations of LaMelo Ball's MBO ones, these things were kind of selling out relatively quickly. Now, we have to take into account that LaMelo's play on the court last year was pretty stellar, as he became an all-star for the first time. But we also have to take into account that the fan base was there, right? And I will give them credit for the little rarer than alien graphics. They kind of had a healthy rotation of those type of things that helped launch the shoe. In year one, I don't think that there was much. Obviously, we were clamoring for an MBO1 his rookie season. We didn't get it, but last year there was some traction. You could see them trying to do a TikTok-y marketing campaign. Now, fast forward, like I said, to today, and we go over here to Puma hoops, and you get to see here. We go straight here, and you'll see in the last couple of weeks, you got the coming soon here. Just a picture, a little GIF here. Next chapter is coming soon. This was 2 weeks ago. You fast forward through here, you get another picture, rare, dropping with an official date, a close-up of the sneaker. All right. You come here. Now we get this video here, another close-up of the sneaker, some looks. We can obviously tell that's not LaMelo Ball. It's not included in this campaign currently. All right, we can come up here. We see this. We know that's LaMelo Ball, so we might say, all right, maybe that's a little bit more interesting. But we quickly see that that's a campaign focusing on all of the athletes who are signed with Puma. We see another picture here, not featuring LaMelo Ball. We look at this hand, my man LaMelo, a little light skin, but that is not his hand here. But we get our first kind of TikTok-y marketing video, similar to what we would get from last year. And we get a little bit of close-up of the shoe. And this here is letting us know that the second chapter is finally here and the MBO2s are out now. So that's the marketing rollout as far as Puma Hoops goes on here on their social media campaign. Now we go over here and say, well maybe Puma, the wider brand, has more going on with LaMelo here, and we don't see anything. Let me see. I want to say from a basketball standpoint, we have Mikey Williams here, who was also, I mean, not wearing the LaMelos, but you know, so it's interesting, right? So far, you have the 2 Puma accounts, and there's some awareness campaigning, but nothing that stands out to me is like, yo, our signature athlete is dropping. This is rare. This is 101. This is a something that we're extremely hype about at this point. Now, here's where it gets alarming, right? And I think that this is the part that I'm interested to hear folks who really was like, yo, LaMelo, things are going great with Puma. He love it. He's such and such and such and such, and they doing all of this and the brand, and he should have done it, and all of that jazz. Because we get here and you have LaMelo, who just dropped his second signature shoe, right? And for most people, you drop your second signature shoe, you feel like, man, it would behoove me to promote that shoe. We get over here and we do not see any promotion from that, not even here in the story from LaMelo for a shoe that dropped under 24 hours ago. Now we say, all right, maybe LaMelo busy. Obviously we know, and we've seen countless times from, especially from last year, where Jermaine Jackson was highly involved in some of the marketing campaigns for Puma hoops. And we go through here, as you see, like, look, you can see Jermaine, some of these drink promotions, all of this stuff. So if anybody's going to post it outside of LaMelo, even the stuff from last year, you see that showing up on the account. Let me see. It's game day, so you know what I mean. You see that. Now we go here, and here's where most of the promotion is coming from that I saw. Right, you have Jeremy Saleh. Jeremy Saleh is the designer of this sneaker. And where you see it's game time, NBO 2 finally out. This one's been a long time coming. Super blessed to work for a shoe on a future Grace LaMelo. We just getting started. So you get some hype from the designer here, right? I think we get a little pack of pictures here, a little mood board, some of the sketch and the mock-ups here, some more sketch and mock-ups, and we start to see how the shoe starts to change in the different iterations of the shoe. Space Cowboy. All right. It's kind of funny because that Puma logo here is not as pronounced, I don't believe, in the final versions, but it would be funny how we see there's a different change there. It's not as pronounced, but you see you even get a look at some of these potential colorways and some different tests and all of that jazz. You get a shot at LaMelo, so you get a pretty well-rounded story from him. Let me see if I can still access these. And then we missed it. So he did have some highlights here in the stores. Here we go. I see you, bro. A lot of people championing the design and being proud of the designer because it's technically a shoe that he designed for one of the hottest athletes. So why wouldn't people be excited about it? And this begs my question: why isn't LaMelo not excited about this? I don't know. Maybe y'all have the answer. Maybe there's a rollout coming down the line from Puma, and maybe LaMelo is off the court, and that's why we're not seeing it. One of the hottest pages on Instagram right now at AB the Hero. If you're not following him, I don't know what you're doing. He got to get a post up here too. He don't even got a post. Now, here's something that I'll say is interesting. If we go here, LaMelo MB.02, we do get some wear test reviews 2 days ago from wear testers, the Soul Brothers. Is that that's like a first? Okay, no, it's just pictures of some of the pictures that came out. We got my man here, got his kicks, we got his review up. So a lot of this is not even like current to date. So some of this stuff is from I feel like this short here is from, it says 8 days ago. So I want to say even last year, what we saw is Puma got these sneakers out to a lot of folks so they could like have official looks at them as the shoe was launching. It seems like the only person who got the official look this time was your man wear tester. I believe, what's he called? Nightwing? I don't know. I bring all of this to the attention of you all because I want to know your opinion. Tell me, should we be reading into this? Does this matter? Is there something coming down the pipe? Am I missing something here? Or is this a flag and a sign of things to come? Is this a moment for us to realize that maybe things are not as they seem in the Ballerverse? Shemaine, man, AB the Hero, we finna get up out of here. Peace.